Hey guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel, and this is day 9, and today I'm gonna talk about loops. Okay guys, so this is very important concept related to Swift. Okay guys, so if you are going into development of iOS or any other languages, or for any kind of software, if you are developing, then there is there is a chance or there may be a situation where you need to use the loops. Okay guys, so what is the loops and why we need to use it? Okay guys, so loops is used to iterate the statements. Means if we want to repeat the execution of a statement or of a block of statements multiple times or for a given condition, up to given condition. Okay guys, in that case we need to use loops. In other words, if we want to repeat a multiple lines of code, then we need to use loops. Clear? Okay. So a loop can have three main stages. First one is what is your initial value. Second one is what is the condition where your loop is gonna stop. And the third one is optional, that is increment or decrement of your counter. Right, so let's say we want to print hello or Swift series. We want to print Swift series 10 times. Then how we can achieve? Right, so let's jump on our playground and see how we can do it. Okay, so this is day 9 playground. Okay guys, so let's write the code if we want to print 10 times Swift series. So there is a simple way, that is what you will write: print statement with Swift series. Okay, right. Okay guys, so Swift series. So because we want to print it as 10 times or multiple times, so there may be a chance you will write this statement 10 times. So it's gonna print 10 times Swift series. But are you thinking this is a good way? I don't think this is a good way to print something multiple times. Okay, why? Because we are restricted. If we are writing the 10 times Swift series, then we can print 10 times. But what if I want to print it as thousands of times? Then would you like to write thousands of times the same line? I don't think this is a recommended way. Okay guys, so if we want to repeat execution of a single statement, and my statement is what? Print Swift series. Okay guys, so this is the statement which I want to execute 10 times or 100 times. Okay, so how we can achieve it? We can achieve it by using loops. Clear to all of you? So loops. Okay, so let's dive into loops. So how we can print it as 10 times? So first of all we will write the loop. Okay, so how we can write the loop and what is the syntax here? So the syntax is, first you will write the for keyword and then you will write your counter. Right, counter, you will give a variable counter. So counter is nothing but it's a variable which gonna count how many times of execution has been done or how many times of your execution will be happen here. Okay guys, so first you will write for and then your counter variable, and then you will write a keyword, that is in, and next you will define the range, or you can say you can define here condition. Clear my point? I'm talking about syntax only right now. Okay, and then here you will write your blocks, your codes. Okay, so you will define the code within this block. Clear to all of you? So if you are writing the 10 lines of code, then that 10 lines of code gonna execute depends on your range, condition and your counter. Clear? So let's write an example and then we will understand how we can do it. Okay, so the example is, I'm taking a variable index as my counter value. Okay, and I'm using the in keyword and then I'm defining my range. So range is what guys? I want to print 10 times. So my range starts from 1 and then up to 10. Clear to all of you? Here 1 is included and 10 is also included in the range. After that we want to execute this same line 10 times. Please be careful. I want to execute this line 10 times, so I'm gonna put this line within this block. Clear? So my for loop is gonna execute from 1 to 10, and whatever will be the current value, that will be stored into index variable. Clear to all of you? So let's run it and check whether is it working or not. Okay, so let's run it. So guys, as you can see, it has been printed 10 times. Clear? If you want to print the index value, then you can do it by like so let me include the index also with the string. Now let's run it. So guys, as you can see, 1 to 10, so it says has been printed. Clear to all of you? Clear? So guys, let's do one more example. Let's say we want to add first 10 natural values. Clear? First 10 natural values we want to add. Okay, so how we can do it? Okay guys, so for that I'm gonna take a variable like sum of type int, right, where within the sum initially it having a 0. Okay, clear? Now guys, I want to add first 10 natural numbers, so I'm gonna start my loop from 1 to 10. Okay, because we want to add 10 natural number, means the adding process will be 10 times. Clear? And the natural numbers I'm taking from 1 to 10. So this 1 to 10 value will be come one by one into index, right? Means each time I can get a number by index, right? So let's say we want to add this index value into previous sum, last sum. Okay, let's say we have 1, then initially because sum is 0, then 0 plus 1, and the output will be stored into sum. Then next time the sum value will be 1, and then index value will be become 2. Then again it will do what? The sum last value is 1 and plus index value is 2, so it's gonna add. Okay, so let's do it. Sum plus equal index. So now as you can understand guys, every time index gonna get the new value from the range, and it will add into the sum's last value, and then it's gonna store once again into sum. Clear? Now let's run it and check. Okay, so we need to print also, right, the sum value. So let me print it, the sum value. Okay, so let's run it. So guys, as you can see, it is printing 55. Clear? Clear to all of you? Okay guys, so this is the example how we can use loop. Okay, so let's take a real life example. Let's say guys, we want to find we want to find total even numbers in between 1 to 50. So how we can find? Let's do the example. Okay, so how we can find total even numbers within 1 to 50. Okay, so for that I'm gonna take a variable like int count. So count is initially 0. Why? Because we don't know right now how many some even values are there in between 1 to 50. Okay, so initially my count is 0, and I'm gonna start a loop. Okay, and I want to count from 1 to 50. So let me make it as 1 to 50. Clear? Now guys, each time I will get a new value into index, means now on the basis of index value I will judge the current value is even or odd. Okay guys, so how can you determine a number is even or not? By dividing by 2. If the remainder becomes 0, then you can say it is even, otherwise it is odd. Okay, so let's do it. For that I am gonna use the if statement. Why? Because on the basis of condition I will decide my counter will be increased or not. Okay, clear? So the condition is what guys? So first of all I need to divide my number, that is my current number is index, and I will divide that number by 2, and I will get the remainder. So for remainder I am gonna use modulus symbol, modulus operator. Okay, and I am gonna store this value into a variable. Clear? Now after that I am gonna use this remainder value and check whether the remainder is 0 or not. So if a number is totally divided by 2 and the remainder becomes 0, then I can say it is a even number. So whenever I am getting the remainder is 0, it means I am getting an even number, and on getting even number I want to increase my count, okay, by 1. Okay, so let me increase count each time by 1. Clear? So after completion of loop I am gonna print my final count value. Clear? Now let's run it. So guys, as you can see, it is printing 25. So total 25 numbers are there. If you want to print all even numbers, means we don't want to count, we just want to print all even numbers, then how we can do it? Just print your index here. So on the basis of this condition, it's gonna print index value. Okay, so as you can see, 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Okay, so guys, I hope now you have basic understanding of loops. Clear? So guys, loops are also used to iterate our collections. Clear? To iterate our collections. Let's say take an example. We have array. Okay, I know you don't know about array right now, because I didn't make any video on arrays, dictionaries. Okay, but for right now, just for the basic purpose, we need to understand. Okay, so how we can define the array, and what is array? Array is a collection of elements. Means if I declare a variable, then I can store a single value, but if I declare a array, then I can store multiple values of same type. Clear? So let's create an array. So this is my array, and in this array I am gonna store some values like this. Okay guys, so this is the array, and for to define the array you can use the square subscript brackets. Okay guys, now guys, I want to iterate all the values of this array, means I want to access all the values of this array. Then how we can do it? Very simple guys. First of all, once again write 4, and you can define your counter variable. Okay, it can be index, I, or any variable you want to use, you can use. Okay, for in my case I am going to use instead of index right now I am using value in my array. Very simple guys, please keep in mind. So because I no need to define the range here. Why? Because I have a range of values, right? These are the values, these are my range. Okay, and from this range it's gonna value 1 by 1, right? So let's print it and check whether is it working or not. Okay, so guys, let me comment it so that the output don't mess up. So guys, as you can see, all the values has been accessed from the array. So this is loop is also useful whenever you want to work with arrays or dictionaries. Okay, so let's do one example with dictionary also, right? So I'm going to define my dictionary as like key 1 and the value will be 34, and key 2 and the value will be 67. Okay guys, so in this way you can define the key and value pairs. So dictionary is what and array is what? Guys, array can store the single value on the basis of index. Okay, where my dict can store the values on the basis of keys. Clear? Now I want to access the key plus the keys value, okay, using loop. So how we can do it? Just define your for loop. Clear? Just define your for and define within the parenthesis, because guys at a time we are getting two values in the form of tuple. So that is what key and value. Okay, so I am taking the variable key and value. You can give the any name. Okay, in my dict. Clear? So I am gonna iterate my dict, and now guys I want to print the key and value. So let me write key is equals to, and let me write key and then comma, and value is my you know what, value. Okay, so let's run it. So guys, as you can see, key is key 2 and value is what, 67. Key is key 1 and the value is 34. Clear? I hope clear all of you. So in this way you can use the for loop. Okay, so let's jump on the, okay, I don't think much explanation is required here. Okay guys, sometimes you no need to use this value. Okay, you just want to repeat a statement, but you didn't didn't use of this counter value, then you can okay, so let me take one example. Let's say once again I want to print the Swift series 10 times. So for that I'm gonna use in this way. Okay, so this time I'm not defining the variable name of our counter variable. Okay, I'm escaping it. Why? Because I don't have use of this counter value in my code. Okay, so that's why I'm not I don't want to define the variable here. So because my requirement is without a counter value is fulfilled. Okay, so I want to print Swift series 10 times. So as you can see guys, it's gonna run and who, so you can see 10 times Swift series has been printed. So this is all about for loop. Clear to all of you? Clear? Okay guys, done. So let's jump on the next type of loop, that is while loop. Okay, this is same as your for loop. Okay, but the while loop is very useful in your project if you have only condition. You don't know what will be the increment or decrement, you don't know what is the range here. Okay guys, so on the basis of while loop you can iterate the statements, okay, on the basis of condition, on the basis of a particular condition. Okay, so let me take one example here guys. So our example is, I want to print the table of 2. Okay, what is the problem? So guys, I want to print table of 2. Okay, so how we can do it guys? So first of all, I'm taking the variable table of, in which I am storing the value of which you want to print the table. Okay guys, and multiply by. So guys, if we want to print the table, as you know, what is the logic of printing a table? So suppose I want to print the table of 2, then I will first of all multiply 2 by 1, and then what will be the output I will print. Okay, in the same way, next time I will multiply it by 2 and then 3 and 4, and means this multiply by is gonna increment it each time, right? So I'm checking while means please iterate these statements, these block of statements up to this condition is true. While this condition is true means while multiply by means this value is less than 11. Are you getting my point? Means from 1 to 10 I will multiply 2. Okay, so while this condition is true, please print table of multiply by and increment after printing each time you need to increment your multiply by variable. Okay, so let me run it. So as you can see 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, 12, so it's gonna print the table of 2. If you change it as 20, then it's gonna print table of 20. I hope clear to all of you. So this is the while loop. I hope clear to all of you. Okay, so basically there is a condition requirement, or you can give a boolean value also. So if I put true, then what happens? It's gonna execute infinity time. Okay, infinite of time. So instead of putting true or false directly, we need to put the condition here basically. Clear? Any problem? So guys, if you having any problem related to loops, you can separately comment in the comment section. I will try to resolve them. Okay. Okay guys, so let's jump on the next topic. I hope if you having the good understanding of for loop, then you will not feel any problem with the while loop. Okay, so it is also similar, but we are not defining here what we are not defining range, right? We are just giving the condition. Okay, so what will be the increment or whatever you want to do, that will be comes under the body of while loop. Clear? So guys, next is repeat while. Okay, so repeat while and while is almost same. Okay, almost same. I'm saying almost. Okay, but not same. Why? Because at the time of execution your while loop, first of all our execution pointer is gonna check condition, and after that it's gonna execute your body of the while loop. So let's say if your condition is false first time, let's say we have multiplied by one value and we are checking whether 1 is greater than 11 or not. Because condition is false, it's not gonna execute at least one time. It's not gonna execute. So as you can see, it is the previous output. Let me comment. So guys, as you can see, there is no any output. Why? Because our condition is false, right? But what happens if we use repeat while? Okay, so repeat while is the, you know what, alternate is very similar to your do while loop in other languages like C, C++. You have seen, I think, do while loop, okay, where the do while loop will execute its body at least one time. Okay, in the same way, repeat while loop is gonna execute its body at least one time, even your condition is false at first time. Clear my point? And this is the entry in the while loop. Your condition is checked at entry time, where in the repeat while your condition is gonna check at exit time of the loop. Okay, so let me write the same code. So let me comment it out, and guys, this time I want to use repeat while instead of while. So let me write repeat. Okay, so what happens now? As you can see, your condition is not checked here, your condition is checked here. So first time when our execution pointer comes here, it will see, oh, there is no any condition, so it's gonna execute this code. But at the time of exiting from this block, it will see, oh, there is a condition, so I need to repeat these statements until this condition is true. Clear? So even if my condition is false at first time, as you can see, my condition is false at first time, even though it's gonna execute at least one time. So as you can see, it is printing 20, right? 20, because table of 2's value is 20. So first time it's gonna multiply by 20, multiply 1, and it's gonna print. So clear to all of you? Now if your condition is true, then it's gonna execute 10 times. Okay, so as you can see. So guys, this is all about our loops. So if you having the command on the for loop and while loop, then automatically you will understand repeat while. There is no big difference. Okay, so guys, but the performance wise, if we talk, then while loop is recommended to use in your projects. Okay, so guys, I hope clear clarity about it. Okay, so guys, there is one more thing, stride function. Okay, so let's come once again on the for loop so that we can understand the stride. Okay, so let's say we have variable, counter variable, index, and guys, I want to print values like 3, 6, means I want to print the values from 1 to 100 in the difference of 3, 3. Clear? So in that case, I can use, means each time I want to increment of 3 in my counter. Okay, so I can use a stride function here. Okay, what is a function? I will talk about more it in our after 2 or 3 videos we're gonna talk. Okay, so guys, from means your starting range, I'm gonna take it as 3, and up to 100. Up to 100, you can start from 0 also, and it should be incremented by 3. Clear? Now I want to print our index. Okay, our counter. So let me print it. So as you can see, it's gonna print 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Okay, I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here. So there may be any code. Okay, it doesn't matter for us. Our main focus is what, where we need to use stride, where we need to use range. It all about depending on your requirement. Okay, clear to all of you? So guys, I have some practice question for you, and the practice question are, I'm gonna show you. Okay, so just wait. So guys, questions are on your screen. Please take a screenshot of these questions, and guys, please solve all these questions to become handy with your loops concept. Okay, and guys, there is one more concept is there of nesting of loops. So let's cover it also so that we can understand. Okay, so let's jump on playground once again. And so nesting of loops is what? Nesting of loops is similar to, you know what, loop inside another loop. Okay, so if we write a loop inside another loop, then we can say it is a nesting of loops. So let's take an example and then we will bind up all the things. Okay, so outer loop may be any while loop, or inner loop maybe will be for loop, repeat while. Okay, so there is no any condition what will be your outer loop, what will be your inner loop. Okay, so let's take the example so understand. So I'm gonna take is as table of, and my range will be from, you know what, 1 to 20. Okay, so I want to print the table of 1 to 20. So this is my loop, it's gonna give me the table of value, and I'm gonna use multiply by, and I'm gonna take from 1 to 10. Okay, so 1 to 10, and guys, now here, so guys, as you can see here in this loop you are gonna get a table of value and multiply by. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna print table of multiply by, and okay, so this is the print statement. Okay, and next, each time we, okay, no need to, I think, increment the multiply by. Okay, it's gonna automatically get the next value each time. Okay, so guys, let's print it. So as you can see, it is printing table from 2 to 20. Okay, is there any problem? Let me check out. I think this is the previous output, right? So let me comment it, now run it. So guys, as you can see, it is printing table from 1 to 20, I think. Okay guys, so thank you for this video. I hope I was able to tell you about loops. Okay, and you have a clear clarity about it. So guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video guys. If you like my work, kindly hit the like button, and if you are having any kind of problem related to programming, kindly comment in the comment section, share with your friends, and subscribe my channel if you didn't subscribe yet. Thank you for watching this video. Have